You're watching the 420 Pace Network, found at 420radio.ca and paceradio.net.
You're watching the Three High Guys with Al, MJ, and the other Al on the 420 Pace.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Good morning. Wait, it's just me? That's not true. The guys. Oh, that was too loud. So welcome to the Three High Guys podcast, which apparently we normally start with the three of us on the screen. But today I was told since I was late, that's why we're starting the show. Sorry, guys.
Because of the booby shirt.
Oh, is that what it is? Well, here, I would have went like this and said, go.
I wanted to make sure. Never mind. No, I'm not going to say it.
It's not much. We're not presenting me as much of a high guy if we're showing things off, are we?
Well,
So you're just explaining that we are late because...
Yes. Because of me. My God, my days, because I'll just let you know, when you work for yourself, every day can be any day. So basically, if you work a Tuesday, it feels like it could be a Saturday because you work both of those days equally or non-equally. But I woke up this morning at 9:59, peeled open my eyes. I went, holy crap, I slept till 10 o'clock. I felt great. And then all of a sudden I went, oh shit, it's Tuesday. Because my timer goes, I looked at him, I was like, you're recording the Three High Guys. And I was like,
not recording live.
We're live. Yeah, that's right.
That's even worse. That's even worse. That's why I look like this. I literally
This is how she wakes up in the morning.
I said, oh my God. It was oh my fucking God was all I said.
For those of you who wondered what Mary Jane looks like in the morning, hello.
This is it. I had no time to do anything. I made a tea.
Al and
I
I
didn't roll a joint.
like Al and I.
Yeah, it must be nice to be a guy.
I've been up since 7.
Actually, that has to do with my motivational thing for the day. Is
Stop.
I forgot you did that. Okay. So
there.
I'm telling you, it's still too early.
She's still sleeping.
I haven't had caffeine or cannabis yet, so there we go. So my quote for today has to do with my own lack of preparation. Okay, and I'm not talking about H, although happiness is important. The best preparation you can do for tomorrow is actually done today. So as you can tell, I didn't prep very well yesterday for today. And this is what you get, is literally a domino effect. And you see that with a lot of things in our lives. When you just set certain things up and you push the first thing, well, staying up late, that's your first thing. If you stay up late, you're not going to get up early the next day.
That's right. I noticed you were up after midnight, according to what your messenger says, that you hadn't been active in 10 hours.
What? You can't trust that because
I know that.
It's always on Facebook. Like it's always on Facebook. So it shows I'm always on. But I think it was 12:37. 12:37 was the last time I looked at the clock, and I'm curious to see what time I actually fell asleep.
As far as your motivating quote, then I would say that that says that you should plan ahead of time.
Yes. The best preparation for tomorrow starts today. Okay. So if you want to feel better tomorrow, I know the one that Timmy always says. There's 3 things. Okay, eat better, sleep better, get more exercise. So, I mean, I slept great. Like I feel fantastic. Because I slept for like 9.5 hours. I don't sleep for 9.5 hours, but I went to the gym last night. So I was trying to set myself up for a good sleep. And now that I'm thinking about all this, maybe I should get one of those whiteboards because that's part of setting myself up for tomorrow is if I don't see what's happening tomorrow, I forget what day it is.
That's right. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, if you don't work a regular job from Monday to Friday,
and you don't have kids that are in school Monday through Friday because it's summer now.
Sometimes the days of the week is more like, what is today? What's today's date?
They blur together, and I mean, as much as I complain about the fact that I don't fucking know what day it is.
She likes playing, trust me.
I don't. I actually like the fact that I don't know what day it is, because that means that my job and what I do allows me such freedom to go, wait, what day is it?
Yeah.
Because I used to be in a job where it was like you worked Sunday night through Thursday night, and you were there every night from 10:30 till 7 in the morning.
Yep. Did it.
You know?
It. Yeah.
I don't like that life. I like the life of somebody says, hey, where are you? Are you available on the 24th? And I'm like, I don't know. Let me see if I got a gig booked.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, and then I look and I'm like, oh, I'm actually free that day. What you got?
Yeah, well, you know, over the years, we never had those electronics. You could just pull out of your pocket, right?
Yeah, I know. My dad had this little card in his wallet that the bank used to give him every year, and it was a little miniature calendar with all the days.
I remember those.
Now, of course, you can't write anything on those things, but he used to have all the dates. He used to have dates circled. Every birthday was red. Yep. Every other important thing was blue. Mm-hmm. And then he had another piece of paper that was a full-size paper in his wallet that you would open up, and that had all the important dates on it. It was like a legend. My dad was a legend. He is a legend. Maybe we could have him as a guest on the show one day. He's the original Doobie. Just saying, he's the OG Doobie.
All right, good to know. All right, so if anybody who's watching, you guys want to get involved in the conversation today, throughout the day, the morning, by all means, send us.
I have a good question for viewers.
Sure.
Having to do with the quote that I did today.
Okay.
What is something that you do to help give yourself the best start tomorrow? Is it going to bed early? Is it masturbating? Is it making your lunch the day before, setting out your clothes? Like what is it that you do to prep for the next day?
Me, if you're asking the question.
Yeah, let's answer it, you guys. What do you do?
What do I do to start my day?
No, that's not the question. The question is, what do you do today to prepare yourself to have a great day tomorrow?
I have ADHD. It doesn't happen. Sorry.
Okay. So you never look at tomorrow as something to look forward to set up for? I guess maybe if you had an event, like if you were going to a friend's house.
It depends on the day and if what shows are going on, who's bugging me that day, you know.
Okay, but I bet you there are some things you do. I have a feeling you do these things without even realizing it. To make your shows easier tomorrow.
I don't, because I've been living every day for the day so long. That's what I'm used to. Right. So
there's something good to be said about that too.
I know what I have to do tomorrow. I know what I have to do to prep for tomorrow. But that doesn't really equate with feeling better or anything. It's just how my brain works.
But do you prep for tomorrow?
I have to, or it doesn't get done.
So what do you do to prep for tomorrow?
What I'm doing now, this is my prepping.
So it's a mental prep.
No.
He's probably doing something on the computer that you can't
prep. No, I'm kidding. What?
Maybe you're doing something on the computer. Maybe you're doing something on the computer.
You know, what I do look forward to every day is kind of the same thing, I guess. To start my day is that first doob, especially if it's a new strain that I just got.
Can I just deviate for a sec, because you're answering a different question. I'm curious to ask Al what he does
other side
for tomorrow. Oh, he's there on me. He's there on me.
No, other side.
No, I'm pointing at Al Graham.
No, you're pointing at
No, not on my TV.
Really?
You guys
are telling me I'm crazy. Look, this hair's pink. It's not retarded.
Well, no matter what, Mary Jane, you're underneath the two of us on the screen.
Anyways,
Yeah,
Al,
you wish. I'm just kidding.
I'm a person who has a day planner, and I
Okay.
don't use electronics, so I write everything down.
I do
Now,
as well.
do you use like a full calendar or like a yearly planner?
A yearly planner, like a
Okay.
book.
I buy one
dollar
or
store.
two every year at the end of the year, and I never
I get
use
a
them.
desk calendar
Yeah.
and I fill it up, and I actually save each month. I've got years of them because they all have notes on them and phone numbers and ideas for conversations like this.
Yeah, no, I just write everything down in the planner, and throughout the day, I check it to see what I'm doing. Like if I got a slack time through the day, I can just look at it and say, hey, what can I do now that I can take off tomorrow's list?
Yeah, the electronic thing. I mean, like I've got our thing here in front of us, but yet I'm not even paying attention to it. I don't pay attention to my phone unless it's telling me that there's a show coming up or I have to fix something or, really.
Yeah, there you go.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, did we answer your question? What do we do today in order to prep for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will tell you the one thing that I've been trying to do is keep tomorrow in mind, because my problem is, like, very much like Al Rapp said, you just spend today in today. I don't give a shit about tomorrow. Tomorrow will come when it comes, and it'll be today.
Mm-hmm.
But if I stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning, or if I don't eat very well today, or if I don't exercise today,
it'll affect your tomorrow.
Then tomorrow I'm going to be tired, cranky, not well. And with the health issues that I have, I can't afford myself to just eat like shit today.
I'll give you an example how my brain works. Okay. On Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, I came home with, I made some rice, like a stir fry, and I went and got some chicken balls. That was my treat. And then I talked to my sister and found out that my insurance got fucked up for some reason.
I got bad news.
And I had been driving for a month without insurance.
Oh, well, okay. I mean,
yeah. So then, so that turned my day. And then I had an issue with the bank. And the minute that happened, I had an appointment that I had to wait for until Monday at 2 p.m. And my whole 2 days till that time is done. There's no planning. There's nothing. There's waiting for that meeting.
Is that because you can't go anywhere?
All the planning, you could plan,
and stuff. What's that now?
You can do all the planning you want, but there's always a curveball that comes out.
Yeah, so that's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So that curveball happened, and it shut me off. And that's the way my brain, my ADHD brain, my depressed brain works. Yeah. And I hate it. It makes it very hard to do anything else. So I'm humming along, and then lunch bag let down. And it's, it's like being dropped off a cliff sometime. Yeah. I wish I knew how to deal with it differently, but I don't. And it's how I just deal with it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
All righty. Well, Mary Jane, did you have a health tip, or shall we go to a commercial break and come back with some headline news?
I feel like...
No, Al's got his list too. I
got my list. Let's do a commercial first.
Okay, well, I just want to say the health tip. I think I mentioned it earlier. It's eat better, sleep better, get more exercise. Whatever that looks like for you, eating better, sleeping better. Maybe you're just sleeping an extra half an hour a night. Maybe you take a nap. Whatever it is, just make sure you get your rest, eat healthy, and get exercise.
Sometimes too much sleep is bad for you too, though. Mm-hmm. Right?
That depends on how much you're sleeping. And I feel like if your body can't get more sleep than what it already gets,
I have at times felt overslept. Feel groggy afterwards.
An afternoon naps will do that sometimes.
Then you're not sleeping better. You're just sleeping longer.
Just
Eat better, sleep better, get more exercise. That's my tips for today.
All right. Sounds good. Good. And Al, you're up.
I'm up. I don't
Throw
want
it.
to be. Let's have a.
I didn't want to go first. What is this? Is I don't want it today?
I'm looking to see where my thingy is.
We
All right, here we go.
At the top, man.
It's certainly high on the list.
Thank you, Bing.
All right, Bing. All right. So what are we going to hear about today, Al?
Today's high list. I just have to pull it up on the screen for you folks to see.
Is it a high five?
It's a list. It's not a 5 list. It's the best dispensary stores in Canada.
In Canada. All
in
right.
Canada. So here's the list here. Thank you for watching.
So the Village Bloomery.
I've never heard of it, but the ones I have heard of is Tokyo Smoke, Fire and Flower, and of course Peace Naturals, which amuses me because that's where Matt Murnaugh went after he left the private sector.
Yeah, that was the producer. This is a store.
Yeah, I was a little confused when you said Peace Naturals.
Well, that's why I brought it up, because this is not the same entity.
Correct. Or it is something separated from them, because it says Peace Naturals Project, which is in Ontario, and these are all stores, right?
Yes, these are all stores.
Aren't LPs allowed to have farm gate stores now?
Correct.
That's right. So that's why I'm going down the list real quick here to see the information here. Peace Naturals.
No, not a quickie.
All right, here we go.
PeaceNaturals.com. So
yeah.
So it must be their store. They're in Peace Naturals. Yeah, that makes sense. They're in Stainer, so that's where Peace Naturals is.
They've been around a very long time.
Well, this is why I brought them up.
Yeah.
I remember the lady was so nice. I remember having a chat with them in the beginning, going I like this company.
I think we other than Matt, Matt Murnaugh worked there for a little while. I don't think he's there anymore, but I believe that we've had people on from Peace Naturals at the beginning when they actually went on and did stuff. Well, you got to remember that a lot of the stores, there are thousands of stores now, but a lot of the stores came out of the illegal market and are.
Yeah, but this is an LP. And
no, I understand that, but the stores also, there was a lot of dispensaries around before we went legal here in Canada, and a lot of those stores were granted licenses to open. Some weren't, some were. I believe Jody just got hers.
Yeah, it's not as if it was a given thing. It was the application process. They all had to be follow through as well. And what I'm looking at here too is a lot of these are bigger companies like Spirit Leaf and Superette, Tokyo Smoke, Fire and Flower. They're all now. There's the Green Room. If I'm not mistaken, that is probably in Alderville. That's the only Green Room I know.
Let me look here. The Green Room, Ontario.
There you
go.
Roseneath.
Look at that.
There's one in Quebec.
You see, I like that because they're including the res market.
Not necessarily. There is a legal cannabis store in Quebec called the Green Room.
This is in Roseneath, though. The address is right here, Mary Jane.
I can't see that.
It's not up on the screen? Oh.
No, it's there, but I can't see it.
Yeah, okay. This I've been there. This is the one in Roseneath.
This is their hoodie. The Green Room hoodie. And then on the side on the side of the head it's got natural medicine.
Oh, that's interesting that they included that in there.
Yeah. Nice. It's a nice warm hoodie, I can tell you that.
My point is, it's nice to see what I would call a local store on the reservation. Starbuds I've not heard of.
No.
It's Canada wide though, right? So that could just be like a provincial store wherever they are.
Yeah.
Oh, I went too far.
I know who wouldn't make the list. Tokyo Smoke. Or did they pay somebody?
They're on the list.
Yeah,
they're
they
right
paid
here.
somebody.
They're right here.
Oh wait, Toronto? Okay, maybe.
The Young and Dundas location was their first big one to open right down in the square, right?
I'm curious to know what makes a good store, because if it's having quality products, then I'd like to know where these stores are, because no, I take it back. I know one in Campbellford that has pretty much everything I've ever needed or wanted, and if they didn't have it, they made an effort to get it in.
That would be Eric at Spirit Leaf.
That would be Spirit Leaf in Campbellford, Ontario.
In
my opinion, they deserve to be on there, because although they're just a tiny store, it's so nice to meet owners that actually run the store, that know the products, that like the community, that build you know what I mean? I'm just like,
and gets involved in the community stuff. He's always involved in something.
They're doing a giveaway for movie tickets right now, and you're like, Twister movie tickets. We're not talking about like crappy movies at some small theater. No, it's something you actually want to win.
And all you have to do is go into the store. You don't even have to buy anything. You just got to go into the store and say to the bartender, "Hey, I want some movie tickets for tonight."
Yep.
And they'll give them 2 tickets to go to the movies at the local theater.
In Campbellford, because they have
you'll notice
a certain amount of tickets.
If you look at the list, there is a Spirit Leaf, but it's in Medicine Hat.
Yeah.
No affiliation, I'm assuming.
No.
Well, most likely Spirit Leaf, yeah.
Just Spirit Leaf.
Like McDonald's.
Just connection. But
how ironic is it that 5 years ago we would have all been sitting here going, "Oh God, no, I'm not going. No."
5 years ago, I didn't go into a store.
I'm like, who did that? I didn't do that. I was actually one of the people that was like, okay, I want to go see what they have.
Yeah.
I didn't refuse to go in, because you can't bitch about the fucking products and the way, shit's run inside the store or from the top down if you don't actually experience the fucking market. Don't sit there and bitch and say, oh, they got this wrong and they got that wrong, but you've never bought or dealt or anything with them.
So just to finish up, I guess, to answer your question that you asked Mary Jane, what I would consider a good dispensary, be it legal or reservation or black market.
Correct.
When I go into a store or approach, and I've always said this, or approach what we call bud tender now, I want to ask questions. I want to get answers, and I want suggestions. I don't want to just go in and say, here's your bag. See you later after you open it. Because that's what happens sometimes, right? I do what's called the squish test. It's the only test that you can really do when you go into a legal store. And that is just give it a little squish. Most legal producers now are putting the little wet dry packs in there, the humidity packs, which is nice because you don't get these solid buds that just crumble in your hand when you open the bag very much anymore. It still happens. I find a lot of pre-rolls.
You know when it doesn't happen? When you get your cannabis in a nitro tin.
Well, yes. Yeah, from True.
They're not the only ones that are doing it now. Seen quite a few of those tuna cans on the shelves.
Are they using the nitro tin or are they using other?
I don't know. They look the same.
Yeah.
But that's so are we done with this list?
I think we're done with this list. Yes. It's available.
I just want to, being we're talking about dispensaries and stores and stuff like that, they're not on the list or anything. I just want to mention that the town that I used to live in, Marmora, that opted out of cannabis because they were worried that it would make the community look like they were drug addicts, so on and so forth, because they were completely against the cannabis. Mind you, the community voted 75% in favor of bringing the stores in, but it was the council that voted against allowing the stores. Well, I'm happy to report that Marmor has a cannabis store.
Woo woo!
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We have
that freaking time, Marmara.
Yeah.
We have My Cannabis Terrace Bay up here, and Tyler is a really good guy, and he just got some more Shatterizer stuff in because I keep pushing him to get Shatterizer stuff, and he will do the same as you said. If you want something, he'll bring it in. If you want some seeds, he'll bring it in. Although most people don't realize, I don't think that you can go online and order it yourself and cut out the middleman.
Yeah, you want to give all your
Although it's not, it doesn't mean it's going to be cheaper, and it might even be a little bit more, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, yep. Commercial time. Do we have a commercial?
We do have something that we can run here. You put some videos down here, correct?
Yeah, I put some stuff down below there.
Like, do you have any commercials? Knowing full well he's like, I uploaded a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he put in here. So
can't you just put the commercial in now? Let's try it again now. I'll grab and say, all right, it's time for a commercial.
Here's a commercial. I got one. All right. We'll be right back, folks.
All right. You do it, Al.
Hi, I'm Timmy.
And I'm Mary Jane. He's the newbie.
She's the doobie. And this is the show
where we
tote
cannabis.
Talk.
From both sides.
Is that even possible?
There we go. Quick run commercial. I was actually hit the wrong button. I was going to hit the news button because when we come back from this set, we're going into the news. I see Mary Jane must have thought it was a long commercial break.
Right. Well, this is Mary Jane. You'll get used to it. What she does.
All righty. Well, it's that time. Time for news. Time for the news. I'm just trying to find my buttons here. Here we go. There we go. We ran the news. So I see, Al, you've got a few stories that you put into our chat.
I did.
Yes, I can take that as some news stories that you were looking at maybe mentioning.
I found interesting. Yes.
Yes, I like the headline on this one here on the Cannabis Law Reports. It says that Morocco's king has pardoned 4,800 cannabis farmers.
Yeah, I found that very interesting in the world today, where countries are actually overturning their cannabis offenses and letting people out of jail, unlike the USA.
The state-wise and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Let's see what it says here. Oh, unfortunately, only some of it is in English.
Oops. Sorry.
Google Translate.
Here, let's see what that link takes me to.
Who speaks or reads Moroccan?
Yeah, who speaks Moroccan? That would be
Spanish. I don't speak Moroccan, but
I said Moroccan makes me think of maracas.
Isn't that a Spanish-speaking country, though?
I clicked on another thing that should maybe have.
I don't know. I grew up for the longest time thinking people in Mexico spoke Mexican. When I tell people I'm an ignorant white woman, they're like, "Oh, you're not rude." I'm like, "No, ignorant as in like I don't know. Like I wasn't taught, and that's why people are like, you're racist." I'm like,
holy,
is that racist? Like,
okay,
you know what?
I'm ethnically blind is what I am. I see people. I don't see color. I don't see race. I just see souls.
People. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. Did you find it in English? Yep.
Yeah, they say here Morocco is the world's leading cannabis producer, according to the United Nations.
I've heard that somewhere.
Well, it would make sense why they would let them grow weed if there's.
They said that in the
pardon you.
In the Rift region, which is grown cannabis, they say that between 80,000 to 120,000 families.
Wow.
That provides a living for those people.
Wow.
Yeah. So 4,800 people have been pardoned or let go, which is a good thing.
That's
people
awesome.
were released from their.
There are still a lot of cannabis prisoners for very silly things.
All over the world.
All over the world, yeah.
Yeah.
Canada is overturning some things, and they're, but I have not heard anything official that they've actually done it. You're hearing things in the States because Trump wants you to believe this, and Harris wants you to believe that, and so but yet nothing's being done. So.
Well, I'm thoroughly excited for the day when I can travel with my medicine to. I'm not asking to go where cannabis is illegal. Like, I'm not asking to take it to an illegal country. I understand the rules, but like, if I'm flying from Canada, which is a legal country, to Las Vegas.
Okay, hold on. Let me just stop you right there. The reason you'll never be able to do that is because cannabis is not legal federally in the U.S.
They're working to change that. But,
it ain't gonna happen.
here's where
you will never. I've watched stuff on the border crossings. You will never be able to take weed across the border, the U.S., Canadian, Mexican border.
So as a child, I never grew out of this. Even as an adult, when something doesn't make sense, I'm like, but that doesn't make sense. So if I can take my prescription pills across, that does the exact same thing that my cannabis would do. My antidepressants, I can take those, no problem. But my cannabis that's legal in where I'm going, I'm just like, I just wish that, because what they're doing is patients. A lot of people that just smoke weed, they're like, oh, can't you just go and buy some in Vegas? Man, when I got off the plane in LA, I was literally on Weed Maps going, where's the closest fucking dispensary? Because I've just gone 7 hours now from security through the airport, then out to here. And I'm like, what's that, Al?
I believe that there is a dispensary right in the Las Vegas airport now.
Well, this was LA. This was 2019. And we went, babe, there's a spot on the way to the hotel. We'll just get it on the way to the hotel. So we stopped and we decided we're going to walk from there to the next spot.
In 2019, it wasn't that easy.
So we go to this house, this looking house with a side door. There's like a little tiny sign. And we go in, and literally it's just a small room with bench all the way around and a window. And the lady at the window says, ID, please.
Sounds like NJ Weedman's joint back in the day.
So I hand her my ID, and she does the thing, and she hands it back, and she looks at Timmy, and Timmy goes to take his ID out, and I said, no, he's not going in. And she looked at me, and I said, no, it's okay. He's going to wait out here if that's okay. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. Because for people that don't know, Timmy kind of looks like a cop.
Yes,
he's like 6 foot. He wears these like blue aviators and a black t-shirt and blue jeans. Like, he looks like he's a narc.
The haircut.
So I took him into this place in LA in 2019, and I told him when we left, he's like, how come I didn't, like, because at that point I was showing him all the things. I was taking him in and showing him, like, I wanted to, it was new culture for him, but I was like, you're not going in here. So he was like, why did you not want me to go in there? And I was like, because that's not a legal store. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, I've been to enough stores to know that that's not a legal store. He's like, it's not. I'm like, babe, see, that's the thing. Too many people back in the day were going into these stores that it looked like a shop, but it felt a little off. It could have been a store in the side of a house. But I knew it wasn't. It was one of those, like, I'm like, babe, if they get caught and go down, your ID is now there. I'm like, you don't need your ID there. You don't even consume. You were just there
like
for
the
me.
Bruce Can we used to go around the back, down the alleyway, and knock 3 times on the door.
Dude, even cafe, when we did the GMM or whatever, we were
You
walking
know
with
what? I
things.
applaud.
I thought it was a coffee shop.
Yep, I thought I frequented cafe in Toronto, mostly the St. Clair store. I applaud them for what they've done. They're still going.
They did it the right way. You didn't feel like you were in an illegal establishment. You felt like you were in a coffee shop.
They did it the right way for the people. But what I enjoyed watching was the farce that they made of what they were doing to the police. I mean,
in 2018 or 2019. That was awesome.
They were shut down, and then they had these big.
Yeah. How were they shut down? They shut the store, and then the store reopened.
Everything down.
The store reopened, and then the city said, "Fuck you."
They put the cement blocks in front of the building, and they're still selling cannabis out of there.
The big blocks.
They were concrete.
So then Cafe turned around and put up a wall photo of the front of the cafe and a slot where you could go in where security stood. And the store just stayed open. And they're still open. They have several locations in Toronto. They were denied legal permits to open a store.
That's
because they when they were doing the lottery, they won the lottery. Cafe won the lottery, but the minute that Health Canada found out who they were, they denied them. And they're still fighting to get their license because they want to do it legally, right?
See, that's
probably making more money doing it illegally.
That's where I get all confused. Like, let's just throw out, there was a law case, like a court case that Jack Lloyd was a part of.
Yep.
And there was a group of people that were told that they were never to be in any cannabis, whatever.
Correct.
Didn't you say one of them just got a license just recently? I'm like, if they can get a license.
The Emerys were denied and denied. And then now that Jody is on her own without Mark, they've allowed her to open a legal store finally.
Okay, I'm not saying she shouldn't be allowed to open a store, but I'm saying if a public case where everybody knew about this is allowed to have it, then what about the guy who was caught selling at 17?
Conrad in Hamilton, the owner of the Village cannabis store. Let me finish, please, Mary Jane. The owner of the cannabis store there was across the street from the lounge. He was robbed as a illegal store. He was shut down. He was raided. I was standing at the door one day when they were raided, and he was granted full. I think he's got 3 stores now, legal stores. He got run through the system I'm sure with Jack's help, right? But there are several people from the black market that have migrated into the legal market and have been allowed to be granted.
And they should. My problem is those people that if you have a minor cannabis offense, if you never hurt anybody, you didn't use any weapons, you know what I mean? Like you're selling
there are
drugs.
corporations that are affiliated that should not have access to the legal system.
Yeah.
Right?
Once again, it doesn't make sense. I'm ignorant.
No.
And it's okay. I'm okay to sit in this space because I have these conversations and I didn't know about Conrad and I don't think he should have gotten raided and I think he should have a license. So good for him.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, there are several entities that came out of the black market, just like there are several entities of producers that came out of the
black market. That's what I was thinking about, the growers. Like these people that were growing for years in this market that was illegal. I do this, but it was illegal. And now I would want to give my gift to the whole fucking world, to all of Canada, if I could.
It's it's a very we've watched this start to finish, when it's not finished yet. It's fucked up. The regulation, we were talking about this on the 420 show the other day last show we did. The regulations are so tight that it's nearly impossible for to make money. I mean, when I was looking at what I wanted to do with my life, I talked to Jack about opening up a dispensary. He said, "Don't do it in the city. Go out to the country and do it in a small town, and you'll never make $1 million, but you'll live."
Yeah.
Right. The city is just oversaturated.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
All right. So, well, as far as we have another news story,
okay,
and maybe a picture of it might give you an idea on what some people think of the legal market.
Oh, wow.
It says it's bull. Whoa, hang on here. I got the wrong picture.
You're like, oops.
So yeah, I don't know why it's not showing on the screen.
You have to add it as another.
There you go. I had to add it again. So yeah, there you go. This is another story that you picked out, Al. Got the nice little cow there. But it says the International Trade Group says hemp seed feed carries no risk to animals or humans.
That's right.
Yeah. They said they have recommended limits on THC for hemp seed waste used as animal feed to go well beyond what is being sought in the U.S., Europe, and Canada. Because
so
that point,
they're feeding hemp to the animals. What's going on?
You remember? Let's take this back a little bit, Al. You remember when they first started producing hemp in Ontario, up near Barrie? They had the big hemp farm. It's still there. Yeah, right. It's still there. It was right. It's pretty close to the old Molson's brewery where they were growing in the inside. But anyways, that hemp farm at one time, any hemp farm, hemp has been legal to grow in Canada for a long time.
Yeah.
The regulations, like with cannabis, are very big, very tight as well, right down to the point where now it's a little bit more lenient. But at one point, you weren't allowed to do anything with anything but the stalk. You cut it down, use the stalk, everything else goes to mulch, back into the earth. Now we're allowing with CBD production and things like that. Now they have to bud the male, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit different, but I found it always that they would just overturn everything but the stalk and then use the stalk for clothing and paper and concrete and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like all that food and fast food restaurants just goes out in the garbage. It just didn't seem right. All of that byproduct from cannabis, I wish I had a schedule to pull up. It's baffling the things it can be turned into a plastic, a glass.
Oh, there's like 50,000 items you could turn hemp into.
Oh yeah,
you can eat it, you can smoke it. It's the most diverse plant on the planet.
Yeah. So what they're talking about in this story is they want to be able to increase the amount of the THC that's in the hemp, because most places, countries, it's 0.3%. They want to raise that up. They say that the concern is that the THC end of things passes through into the product, and they're worried about what happened at the other end, people consuming that. But the residue that they're finding is THCA. So it's not the delta THC. It's never been heated other than being swallowed. So there is some carry.
Okay, so THCA again pops up into the news.
Yeah.
So I'm still confused. The animals, they're feeding it to animals? What are they using?
Yeah,
they use it as a mulch.
Yeah, they feed them the hemp, which is, it's got all those natural good.
What animals? Cows?
They're talking about cows in this article. They were talking about cows. Okay. And let me just see.
Pellets, Mary Jane. They compress it into a pellet and then they put it out in the feed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they
But
want
you
so
can use it. You
the
can
Europeans
use
want to raise the limits.
in your fireplace and everything. I mean, anything that you can do with wood, you can do with cannabis.
Yeah, I know hemp. I've been saying for years, hemp is going to save the world.
No, you're absolutely 100%. In fact, we should play that song, but we don't have it available.
You know,
we just pretend.
Who is it? Musk. Musk said that he would offer $1 million to whoever could figure out how to clean all of the toxic waste that happened over at Fukushima. And I said, hello, hemp. Just go plant a bunch of fucking hemp there. That shit will take all of it out of the. Well, where's my $1 million?
I believe they did that in Russia as well at Chernobyl. I believe that they have hemp surrounding Chernobyl to clean the air.
Yeah, because that shit takes it out. Yep. Takes it right out of the ground.
You know, it's when somebody says to me, you know, you talk about pot too much, Al. I'm like, you know what? I'm not talking about pot. I'm talking about the plant that is just.
Yeah,
it's going to save our lives, because you know what? With all the trees, the destruction of the forests that are going on, something's got to be replacing that, and quickly. And cannabis, hemp, is what needs to be there. In all those
forests, way faster.
All those forests that have burnt down out east or out west, wherever.
Yeah.
Throw cannabis in those and let it grow. It will bring nurturing stuff to the land, and the trees will like it, and everybody, and blah blah blah. Rosalie, get out of here. There's no more kitty snacks.
Do we have a show and tell portion of the show, or did I not build that in? A show and tell portion of the show?
No, we don't know.
That'll be in the extras part. Okay, I'll wait till.
Okay, that'd be all right. We got another article that you picked out there, Al. Okay. And it asks, does CBD infused skincare actually do anything for your skin?
Yes, I've always wondered that, because you know,
like Marcel, those fucking CBD pillows.
Yeah, and the toilet paper now.
I would say yes. I would say yes, just because like aloe is a plant and it does certain things. I think just my own experience of rubbing CBD on my skin, that yes, it does do something.
And I just have to say aloe to you too.
Aloe.
So this question asks, will beauty products with CBD get you high?
I say no.
I don't know. I've never tried smoking them.
So isn't the rule
available in the recreational market? Don't forget.
Yeah, the rule of topicals is you're not supposed to get high. Although I've heard numerous people tell me they do get high from certain.
Well, you know that you do feel a tingle on the skin.
Yeah, but that's not feeling high. That's not an internal intoxication.
Yeah, correct.
That's just okay. But if you rub A535 on you, do you get high from it? No.
No.
So like what? No.
What do you get? What active ingredient in A535 would you consume to even think about getting high?
I think it's the it's not methyl.
Mentholatum.
It's mentholatum. Is it camphor? I think they put camphor in it.
Camphor.
Camphor is the same shit that they put in Vicks. It's that like
the menthol.
Yeah, well,
it's
camphor. CAMPHOR. I learned about it when my kids were really small, because if they're too small and too young to put Vicks on them because they're babies, you can buy something called the camphor block, and it's literally like this big, and you put it into a sock or a baby sock or whatever, and you pin it to the inside of their sleeper so they smell the friggin' shit without actually
Sounds familiar.
There's another health tip for you.
Yeah. Okay. Now the next question is there any evidence that CBD in beauty products can improve your skin?
What's it say?
Well, I would think it would depend on the product itself, like which product, because there are some.
Skin.
there's some good skin products and there's some bad skin products. So what I would do is I would take cannabis and infuse it with whatever beauty product that you like.
Yeah, you can do that too. Just if you have but then you're messing with their formulation, and it could, like, depending on what they have in it, you could alter the texture, whether it's going to stick.
Most of the creams and stuff that you have used over the years have been professionally made creams from big companies that somebody has just gone and dropped some oil in.
Yes, but they know the formulation is what I'm saying. They know how much of what to put in
There
it.
would have to be some reverse engineering. Yes.
Yeah. I've done that where I had this really nice cream from a company called Melaleuca that I wanted, a lotion, and I literally just put some in a bowl, and I took my cannabis oil and I just dropped it in and I mixed it and put more and more. But like I'm saying, if you put too much oil,
it's just like making ice cream. If you want to make medicated ice cream, go get your favorite ice cream or the things that you use to make your ice cream in your ice cream maker and drizzle some oil in there and run it.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Next question they ask is, can using beauty products with CBD be harmful?
I don't know. It depends on the product. If you're allergic to whatever creams.
I feel like it depends on your skin. Like, I have a friend who loves coconut oil. She uses it on her face on the daily. I tried that shit and I broke out so fucking bad. Like, I have like 6 pimples on my face right now and I never break out. So it depends. It depends on, I think, yes, the product, and yes, the skin. Because if your skin doesn't like, maybe
what happened now?
CBD.
Did you close that out or did I?
You did.
I'm sorry.
I was
trying to see your pimple.
Good morning, Church. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Church, while you're watching, just so you know, watch the network coming up this week or next week. There's going to be a little video clip of you playing here during your time on the Global Marijuana March. I took all the videos.
Oh, the GMM.
All the GMM. I took all the interviews I did during the walk, and I broke them all down and created 10 different clips.
Years?
Pardon me?
This year's that we did?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it in here?
No.
You don't get it yet, Al.
Here, I'll put Churches in there. It's a short one. It's not very long, so it won't take very long to do.
Yay, that means I get to see Church today.
It's loading.
Well, is it show and tell time yet?
You can use your show and tell while it's loading.
I'm like, is it event time yet? Is that what it is?
No, events is coming. We just got to finish up. Oh, yeah, we've got to do the news articles. Al, all your news articles are done now. We've done those 3 articles.
Okay.
So time to move on to the sports.
Okay.
And I'm just looking at Church's video there. It's almost done. It'll be done when we get, it's just that we'll get started into the news, and then Church's video will be all loaded up. And it's only, it's a short video. There's some that could be 40 seconds long, and then there's some videos like my interview with Timmy. It's like 10 minutes long, 12 minutes long.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. We had a lot of questions. And there were some people like him, and there was Val from Shatterizer. They asked me questions, so the interview goes on a little bit longer than what I thought that they would go on. Just so you know, it's processing. It's doing its whirly thing. There we go. Here's that clip. I'll stop and ask Church a question. I'm asking everybody the same question. Okay. All right. Okay. Why do you march?
I march to spread awareness and to show my experience along with having a good time and hanging out with some friends.
That's right. Yeah. Awareness is good.
Awesome.
Okay.
There you go. A quick little interview with the church. Awareness is very important because when you spread awareness, then other peoples will learn. And church says, yeah, he likes how we interact with people.
With the peanut gallery. We are the peanut gallery. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and we want that. We want people to interact, and we will talk and show their comments, and we will answer their questions, and so on and so forth during the broadcast. May 3rd, he says I will be there. I checked the date. If you notice in the video, at the end of the video, I put the date of this coming March.
That's great.
May 3rd,
I want to jump in right now and just say, because I'm sure, Al, you've seen my my message go through on the GMM planning chat. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I'm going to be setting up another meeting to start planning for next year's event. We're going to try and get a jump on it early. So if anybody out here watching, listening is like, I want to get involved and don't know where to begin, just send me a message. It's as easy as that, or send Al a message and we'll help you, bring you into the group of people that this Al, right?
This Al.
Did I do that right?
Yes.
Okay. Because right now I'm actually pointing at the opposite Al, but I'm just saying this Al.
You would notice in that video, Church had a beard. I see he's got a comment. Oh, hang on. I miss my beard. So he must have shaved. I haven't seen him.
Yes, he must have shaved. So yes, he's not wrong.
I gotta do that.
We need a lot of promo. We also need a lot of money when it comes to paying for all of this promo. So we need to contact big companies and let them know, be a part of this, because we want to make it. At one time, we broke a fucking record. Toronto broke a record for how many people we had at the GMM. I want to fucking break that record again. That's my dream.
Watch your mouth, young lady.
Fucking break it. That's what we're going to do. So we need as many heads and hands and hearts as possible.
And if we can double it every year, it'll get to be big again.
Yeah, we need to make it a big party. We're gonna have bands.
Alrighty. Oh, okay. Here we go. He shaved it for charity. His beard, $100
awesome.
For Canada Helpers.
You raised $100 for that. That's great.
Yeah.
The Canada Helpers is an amazing group of cannabis advocates and like-minded people that are just helping community members out of the goodness of their own heart. So. Mm-hmm. For no gain of their own other than to watch these people smile when they receive these gifts.
I'd like a gift.
You have a home. They're helping really, really, people that are down on their luck. So.
I have a home for wayward pot plants. So if you are a wayward pot plant and you need a place to live.
Yeah, wayward pot person too.
All right, guys, you know what time it is?
No, what time is it, Al?
It is sports time.
Shorts.
That actually kind of made me excited about sports.
Right. Well, you know what? It all goes with today's theme, with your motivation, your health tip. Okay, it all goes along with that, and for some reason, I don't have it lined up here on the screen. I thought I did, but I do now. And the sports tip says the study is cannabis can make workouts more fun, but no performance enhancer.
Yes.
So there you go, Mary Jane. You're talking about.
So I have a question then. If I'm able to go into the gym and focus better, does that not improve my performance?
that would improve your.
It would.
That day, I'm not. I think what they were looking at is not performing. For example, if you were a skier and you got down the mountain in 3 minutes, it's not going to get it. So you got down the mountain in 2.5 minutes.
Oh, I get it. If I'm a power lifter, I'm not going to be able to go in and lift, 50 pounds more than what I normally can, but I'm going to be able to focus better. So in my mind, I'm like, it is a performance enhancer.
That question is what gets people in trouble when they use cannabis in the Olympics. That exact question. Is it performance enhancing? If you
ask Ross Rebliati, he'll say yes, because
I can't say his last name. Yes, Ross, you're right.
Just like getting a good night's sleep, eating a healthy diet, all of those things are performance enhancers.
Yep.
A good mattress.
They say that they say that a little bit of weed before a workout can boost motivation.
Yeah.
And make exercise more enjoyable.
If you use the right strain. If you use the right strain, if you use the wrong strain,
you want to go home. You want to go home and eat some munchies. Fuck the gym.
Exactly.
Yeah, they said the study consisted of 42 runners, and
okay. I could see that. You'd focus and you'd run a little bit longer.
They say the bottom line finding is that cannabis before exercise seems to increase positive mood and enjoyment during exercise, whether you use THC or CBD, but THC products specifically may make exercise feel more effortful. Effortful? Yeah, that's what it says.
Well, I will say I went to the gym yesterday, and I was when I went there, it was with the mindset, like, I hate the gym. Like, I don't know what it is about. It's literally a building where they keep all of the equipment to work out on. But just like a church, I didn't want to go into the fucking place. I'll walk around my town. So I was like, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm just going to walk on the treadmill. It's literally just walking. It's not doing anything else that I'm not used to doing. I'm not going to touch the machines. I'm just going to walk. But I smoked a joint before I went in. And when I went in, I spent 25 minutes on the treadmill with Timmy. And he was just watching a show, focused. So I was like, man, I left the treadmill. I did the whole 30-minute workout in the back room. And then I did some stretching. And then I did some other stuff. And then I was like, Timmy found me. He's like, are you ready to go? And I was like, what time is it? He's like, we've been here for like an hour and a half. And I was like, what? We've been here for an hour and a half? Like, what are you talking about? It's like 9:30. We need to go.
I used to lose time like that playing tennis and sailing. At the time, now I lose it. I come into the office and I sit down, and at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, what the fuck?
Cannabis does have the tendency to do that with this association of time.
Yeah.
I find.
Yeah. Especially
so does ADHD, just saying.
I think that works with most things, not just sports, that cannabis will enhance your creativity with the right strain. Let me say that again, with the right strain.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. They said they had people in a THC group and a CBD group. They say participants in the THC group reported that the same intensity of running felt significantly harder during the cannabis run than a sober run. So it was harder for them to run after consuming.
Probably because of the lung capacity and yada, yada.
Is it because they were feeling more of the steps, more of their body, more of the because it says it felt like it was done with more intention.
Yeah, they say here that this may be because of THC increases the heart rate.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, they said a previous study conducted remotely found that runners felt more enjoyment under the influence of cannabis, and they ran 31 seconds per mile slower.
Most people do.
They're just enjoying life. They're like, look at the trees.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you take time to enjoy what's around you more, I think.
Maybe, slow down.
Well, I don't know.
Cannabis and yoga and the Buddhists doing their Zen thing, they've been using cannabis as well. and for fucking eon there. I swore. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not trying to be a blasphemy.
We're all guys here.
There you go. So yeah, I look at it as cannabis. If especially if as a pain end of things, the pain that you're going through while you're pushing and pushing and pushing. That I look at that as a way. If it reduces your pain, is that not an improvement and a possibility of your improvement of your scores or your activities or your running?
You see, I think that this is why there are so many people that say no, it's not okay to use, and then there are so many people that say it is okay to use.
Well, it affects everybody differently too. So they're coming at it from their experience.
Patient specific is what I say. Yeah.
Well, I find too, when you consume cannabis, like myself personally, I don't know if I keep doing this because I can feel a tightness on this side of my body. It doesn't hurt, but I can feel a tightness. And I feel like cannabis makes me more in tuned to feel the little things within my body. Whereas if I didn't consume it, I'd just be like, oh, my friggin' shoulder hurts.
No, it makes my things roll right off my shoulders is what it does for me.
All right, we got another message from the church. He says, thank you, Mary Jane.
Marianne and Mary Jane. Yeah, it's actually Marijane, one word with an I.
We used to call her
Mary. Fucking confusing.
And that was in regards to
I would call her Mary.
That was in regards to your comment about him shaving his beard off for the Canna Helpers, and
that was awesome.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, I'm done my sports and all that. So you know what time it is now, Mary Jane? It is.
Stop!
Events. Okay, so I'm sure you remember I told you about the 80s event. We had that. That was amazing. I noticed since the event, so Timmy it's called, he sings a song about bringing back the 80s. And it actually happened on 0808. And at 8 p.m., at 8:08 on 0808, the Lionsgate portal.
You're just fucking confusing me.
The Lionsgate portal opened. It was when all these planets align, and what it does is it's a time of creation and having your wishes come true.
And there's another we were there at the end of the month.
Well, as we were there wishing and singing for the 80s to come back, started to notice since then a lot of 80s wear in people. Hair, clothing, songs.
Yeah, 80s style is coming back. Yeah,
a lot of 80s.
I still wear 70s.
Did you wear bell bottoms when they were really big, Gal?
Yeah, I had bell bottoms. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did too. And cords.
Yeah. I had platform shoes too.
I got such a rash from the cords that I had.
Cords. I wore cords.
Such a rash from those, man.
Jeans and t-shirts.
Go ahead.
The event.
Did you shop at Thrifties?
We had the 80s event. And then this weekend, just this weekend that just happened, Camp Canna, Alberta happened. That was, I don't know, you should go online and check out the footage on that. Upcoming events. I let you know that today actually is the 20th, which means Ottawa.
It is.
In Ottawa, Ontario, they're having the Tether Buds sampling event, which is also their 3rd year anniversary party.
Is this just for bud tenders though?
This is for bud tenders. So if you're a bud tender in the area and you want to see some new products, have a cool vibe, Tether Buds is great. Absolutely love Tether Buds.
They need to fix that.
That's the government regulations, and I absolutely agree, because let me just for people that don't know, that are not in the cannabis space or in the bud tending or whatever, there are these events that LPs go to give away samples to bud tenders. So they give them to the bud tenders, then the bud tenders smoke them, and they're supposed to go to their stores and talk to the stores or the customers and say, hey, it's supposed to distribute out that way. But the problem is the bud tenders get it, And then are they the ones responsible for purchasing at the store? Maybe, maybe not. If they're not, then they have to convince somebody else to purchase a product that they have not even tried. So if this is the way and you're trying to get it from the LP, the government wants it to get from the LP to the store to potentially get it to the customer, this is not a good system. What they need to do is create a system that goes directly from LPs to customers.
I think a better system would be the same what they did in Edmonton or Calgary. Let's just say Alberta. And what they're looking at doing in Prince Albert, BC, I think it's Prince Albert, might be Prince George. But they're looking at what they've done in 3 years in Alberta is they've sold cannabis products at the event.
Yeah, but it's even more ridiculous here. They're not even selling it, right, Al?
Well,
they're just giving it away.
Just allow them to have cannabis events where products can be sold and people can go in and test it themselves.
And you know what? The event organizations would make so much money if they were allowed to do that it isn't funny. All these LPs there in one building, you can go, hey, I'll take 2 of those, 1 of those, 3 of those.
It comes down to government regulations.
They will put some regulations on it right there and say, oh, you can only have one quarter from each table, or
Yeah, but like, once again, I'm confused because when I've gone into the liquor store to pick up a bottle of wine because I was going to a dinner party,
I have never been said.
I walk in and there's
much, sir.
Well, there's the guy or woman or person standing there with the little table, and they've got all these little tiny shot glasses.
Yep.
And they're standing there with a bottle of wine or a bottle of whatever, and they're like, "Would you like a sample?" And I'm like, "No, I don't drink." But it makes me wonder, you're giving away free alcohol at the liquor store, and then people have to go get in their cars. Obviously, I know that's not enough to make them drunk, but how come we can't do that with cannabis? Why can't you give me like a 0.2 of a nugget for me to take home and put in my little vape?
Why not an edible, a gummy, or
something?
Like you say, a little partial of a nug sample that you can give away enough to roll a joint, right?
But instead, they give away uninfused. This is what kills me. They give away uninfused samples. And you know what? I'm fine with that because I just give them to Timmy because he doesn't consume cannabis. So I'm like, here, there's nothing in this. But if you're giving it to me to try to see if I'm going to like it with cannabis in it, it tastes completely different. As soon as you put the cannabis into the product, you've now, like most of them, don't taste the same. Uninfused.
Depends on what they made, what cannabis, what kind of cannabis.
That's why I say most. Most. I will say general admission tastes pretty damn close, and they're uninfused and they're infused.
Yeah.
They're
because if
really
you're using
strong
it, you're going to taste it, right? You're going to taste it with the full extract. And some people
I don't like that. I don't like to taste, which is weird because I like the taste of oil on my lip. So, yeah. So as for upcoming events for September, I'll get into that next week. But I do want to tell you about an event that I went to because I was unable to go to Camp Canna, Alberta. To be honest, after looking at the videos and stuff, I'm like, it's an Alberta vibe for sure. It was like versus Ontario Camp Canna, where they had like cabins and the lake, and like Alberta had a swimming spot, but it was like down the road and it was like in like a field. It was a different vibe. So I definitely,
you like the Ontario location better than
there's beds and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have to like bring air mattresses and So it worked out in my favor, I want to think, because I ended up at the front row of a Pauly Shore concert. Excuse me, a comedy show, not concert. At the Comedy Club in Toronto. So many wonderful things happened, like from having Timmy with me because he's a comedian. So I take his comedy sense as like, and I heard him laughing, not just for like out loud, not just for Pauly Shore, not just for Ryan Belleville, but also for Adrian Fish. So all three, the opener and like the other act, sorry, Ryan, I don't know what to call the middle act. And then they have the headliner, but they were all hilarious. And I made this shirt. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna take it down. Oh, I think I'll take it down. So I made this shirt, Nugs and Chillin' and Grindage, because that's like very Pauly Shore. And this right here is Pauly Shore's signature.
Yes, I saw the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You saw a video? What video did you see? What video did you see? What video? I took one photo that night, and it was of a blank stage.
I saw a video of you talking to Pauly Shore.
If you've seen a video of me talking to Pauly Shore, I want to see that, because that didn't happen. Well, it did happen, but nobody was in the room when it happened. I was allowed to go into the theater.
It showed him signing your shirt.
Okay. So
that's how I knew that you had seen him already. I was like, "Where's the clip?"
So here's the funny thing. After the show is when I got him to sign it. Like right after, just before, it was like the last thing he did before he got off stage. I just stood up and I shoved a marker in his face and I went like this, and I was like, "Sign it and don't be shy." So he signed it, went off stage, and then this was another one of the I want to say delightful surprises. This is one of the delightful surprises that happened that evening. After the show, I was in like my own little world, because Pauly literally just signed my shirt and walked off stage, and I heard Mary Jane, and I'm like, "Oh my God."
Hey,
and I started like freaking out. Yeah, that's exactly what I heard. "Hey, buddy." And Timmy goes, because we were literally front row. So Timmy steps onto the stage and starts walking over towards the side. And as he's doing that, security is like, because I guess they thought he was going to go backstage to like follow Pauly. But Timmy went this way. I jumped up on the chairs and wandered all the way over. Who was there? Winnie and 11 from the Disciplined Stoners.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So I was like, "What the hell?" I was like freaking out. So yeah, we like walked.
So that's the video I saw. The Disciplined Stoners video.
11 took a video out front, like saying like, "Hey, oh my God, we seen each other." Like that was so cool, because if it wasn't for him taking that, I swear I have no photos, no videos. We literally, it was just
look on their wall, because there is a short video of you with Pauly Shore and Timmy, I believe.
Okay. I just want to say shout out to 11, who is always thinking about creating content and how to elevate the like everything, just life, I guess, in general. So thank you for capturing that moment.
And we have there is an interview of him during the Global Marijuana March that will be airing this week.
Not Pauly. 11.
11. Yeah. Not Pauly.
Rose.
Yeah. Well, Winnie's into comedy, so it made perfect sense that they were there.
All right. Are we done events?
Yes.
All right. It's another time for another commercial. And I'm going to hit the right buttons this time.
Okay, let's see. I'll do it. Let's see what I'll do.
There we go. We'll be right back, people. I don't know. It could be a minute or two. Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace Re-Rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
You know, Al, I gotta say,
quick.
I gotta say that you sound really stoned in that.
Do I?
Yeah, I said on Friday, my God, is it me or does Al sound really stoned? And everybody was like, "Yeah, Al sounds stoned."
That must be the pre-rolled promo for Saturdays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
I
chills
could've been.
like, yeah, man. Anyways, go ahead.
I smoke every day, so who knows? I may as
Yeah.
well. Alrighty, so that's done. Now we're into random talk. But before we get that, I have got the segment here. Oh, there we go. Got to move things around. Here we go. I'll be right back.
With the other Al.
All right, so yeah, recipe time. Today I've got some Rasta pasta, and there we go. There it is, right there. Some Rasta pasta. This one's at the website medicalmarijuana.ca. I'm taking this out of the Grassroots Advocate magazine that you'll find at online.ca.
You fucked up your plug, Al. Come on now.
Now, what you need for this, they say, is 12 ounces of fettuccine, 3/4 of a cup of can of butter, a cup of green peas, a can of mushrooms. It depends on what kind of mushrooms you want to put in there. They also mentioned portobello mushrooms, some roasted peppers, some chives, Parmesan cheese, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then you throw it all together. You cook your fettuccine, throw it all in a large skillet pan, melt your can of butter, add your garlic, saute over a medium heat for 1 to 2 minutes, stir in your 1/4 cup of cream, stir consistently over medium heat for 2 to 3 minutes, add your fettuccine, red peppers, mushrooms to skillet, and stir in the remaining cream, cheese, pepper, and salt. And I can tell you, I don't try any of those recipes.
You're not sure you can't.
I can't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. Like I wouldn't be able to put any red peppers or green peppers because I can't eat those peppers.
I can't even have the cheese.
There might be a non-dairy alternative.
I just want to say that, for these recipes, okay, it's in most cases when people are cooking with cannabis, they're cooking with cannabis butter or milk or cream or sauces. They don't just throw cannabis in. Okay. Just want to say to anybody who doesn't cook.
The reality with all of the recipes that we're giving, even like Al's that he gave last week, they're ideas that you could use your, like Al said, the cannabis butter, the cannabis oil, the milk, whatever, to make. Like if you like fettuccine, then try that dish. If you don't like fettuccine, don't try that dish. If you don't like peppers, don't add the peppers.
If you're not familiar with cooking, the only real thing that you have to watch out for is overheating, because if you overheat what you're cooking, you're going to burn off the cannabis that's in the butter or the cream or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I personally really enjoy when people do sauces or drizzles and things like that, because it allows you also to dose after, so you can bake what you need to bake and then just toss the icing on it or the syrup.
I have a question.
Sure.
What the fuck is the difference between a sauce and a drizzle?
I think it's how you put it on.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. Drizzle is more like a spattering of it, whereas a sauce.
Maybe drizzle might be thicker.
I don't know.
Echo.
I have to ask
drizzle and a sauce.
My son's a baker and a chef. He knows all that stuff.
She's trying to get something that will say, tell us.
Maybe she's got a comparison, one of each.
It depends on before or after cooking.
Is that what it said?
Sauce is during, drizzle is after.
But the long and the short is if you go over 220 cooking, you're going to burn everything off.
Yeah. All the cannabinoids degrade at a different temperature, and it depends on what cannabinoid you're trying to get after. Like, obviously, don't go burning it off, or else what's the point? Now your stuff just tastes like weed, and you're not getting any benefit from it.
I would think that with this new big thing about THCA being an acid, it's THC acid, and it seems although it's a distillate or an isolate,
that's what it is before it's converted. So
that's right, but
natural.
it's easy to cook with because it doesn't stick to your cookware and things like that because it's a powder, right?
Well, THCA is not necessarily only in distillate or powder. If you were to take a cannabis bud and take it right off the plant and put it through a wheatgrass juicer and juice that juice is full of THCA.
But you can get oils, you can get anything that you can do with cannabis, you can do
without heat.
As
soon as you put heat to it, it burns off the acidic part of it. Yeah, it converts it to just THC.
It decarboxylates.
Yeah, but my neighbor used to, when he grew, he bought a wheatgrass juicer, and he would juice it every day because he was like, that's I was thinking about Dr. William Courtney. Actually, I was pulling up the name in his head in my Rolodex here. He had done a documentary that talked about the importance of juicing cannabis, and whole plant juice is actually good for you. It tastes disgusting though. It's so gross.
I don't
the worst
of it at all.
Take a shot of it. Like, it already takes so much cannabis to turn it into that.
No, thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're just last week we're talking to Cheryl Rose and Haley. And Haley, how she gives Haley the juicing.
She does the micro doses with Haley now, right?
Yeah, and she's doing micro greens.
That's what she's doing. Micro greens.
Yeah, taking the cannabis seeds and consuming them after 14 to 20 days of growing. So they're just sprouts.
Yeah.
And that's when that's when a lot of the THCA.
Eating or juicing?
She's eating and juicing. She's doing the microgreens.
Well, there is a theory that I'd like to believe in, because I'm like, it makes sense to me, is that the reason why we've seen such rates of all of these diseases rising in the last 100 years is because cannabis was made illegal. And we think now it's, smoke it, get high, whatever. But it actually, if we were using it like a vegetable or an herb or both back in the day and actually consuming it like these animals are now consuming it, then maybe we wouldn't have half of it.
Autoimmune conditions have gone up in the world as the less cannabis that we are able to consume, like we are what we eat. So if the animals are eating cannabis products, that can pass on to us. Yeah, and that's been eliminated. And our autoimmune systems are taking a beating.
Meat, both meat and milk and other things that cows and other farm animals produce are purer. They're more sustainable. They last longer. It's right. But we live in such a fast food society now that our immune systems have dropped. Al has Crohn's. Mary Jane has IBS. I got diabetes, and everybody's got something that can be helped with cannabis, but they don't believe us. They don't believe us, man.
Well, it's also because what works for me doesn't necessarily work for you. And even if you and I have the exact same things and all the same whatever, we're just two different people.
Drugs for different thugs.
Yeah. Well, I know a guy that was on a pharmaceutical drug that I was on. He ended up hospitalized with a pneumonia and had to get off the pharmaceutical. Whereas it helped me.
It was causing his immune decision to allow him to get colds.
Colds, yeah. All righty. Interview time. We've got a bunch of interviews there on the chart. I've got one picked out.
I like Ed. Ed?
That's the one I had picked out. Exactly. Here we go.
Yeah, you know who I got here, Al?
Yes, sir, I do. Hello, Ed.
My producer in the ear. He says, "Hello, Ed."
Hi, everybody.
And his name's Al, and we're live on Pace Radio and 420radio.ca and the 420 Pace. We've been here today going around talking to the vendors and stuff, and it's good to see that you're up here in good old Canada with your books.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
So yeah, well, what do you think? You know, I don't know. Do you come to Canada often to experience what it's like here for legalization?
I come here all the time. I often come here for the fireworks shows in Vancouver. You know, during the summer they have them in Montreal as well. Yeah, I have a lot of good friends here. What? Excuse me?
What's your newest book?
My newest book is Ganja in India. There's a copy of it, and it's about a trip that I took to India in 1981 when ganja was still legal there.
Still legal.
It was still legal, yeah. And I was invited by the government to look at the fields.
Grow. I think everybody's got your grow books, Ed.
Well, this is my new grow book. It's Cannabis Growers Handbook, and it's not just an update. It's totally new book. So
totally rewritten now. There you go. This is what you got to get, buddy.
I had it. Somebody stole it.
Yeah.
I've had a bunch of his books.
Yeah, my friend, my producer on the other end, he says he's had a bunch of your books and he's had it stolen. Yeah.
You have to have them under lock and key.
I know.
He knows, he says. Okay, I lost it. I lost an earbud there. Okay, so I guess it's going to go a little rocky here. So I can plug in my other ear. Okay, Ed. So are you doing any speaking today or just...
I'll be speaking at 2:40 about my trip to India. And then at 3 o'clock, I'll be on a panel.
All right. Okay. Website, Ed.
I'm sorry?
Website where people can find you.
My website. Just go edrosenthal.com.
There you go. Super. Thank you very much, Ed. There you go. Ed Rosenthal.
Yeah.
Grow, grow, grow.
Da, 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 da.
Looking pretty good for 79.
Yeah, he's still going. You see, and he's still got, like, you looked at him, you see him bald, but when he turned his head, he's got his hair up in a ponytail or bunched up in behind him there. So he's got,
I can't do that. I feel like
Still
I'm
got the
doing
hair.
a comb over.
It's funny.
It's
funny how
used
the
to
hair
have my
changes
long
on
in the
men,
back,
eh?
and this hole just goes over the back, but then it makes me look like I'm just got a big fucking comb over going. So it's like, no, not happening no more.
I do the comb over thing.
yeah. So, you know, Ed, like you say, he's what, 78, 79? He's
79, yeah.
He's still educating people about cannabis.
And I just want to say, nice cover. The silver.
Yeah.
I was like, as soon as he held it up, I was like, oh, I need it.
You know, I wonder if he has troubles traveling in and out of Canada and out of the U.S. because he's very recognizable. He's very well known. And you just know that border guy standing at the thing, you know, he knows who Ed Rosenthal is.
Yeah. Because I've seen reports in the news where people have been rejected entry into the USA just because they wrote about cannabis.
Yep. We've had a few people on the show over the years that have had issues getting in and out of Canada because of what they do for a living. I don't know if you remember, Mary Jane, we had a Potluck on the show who is a very fast rapper who has done stuff.
Oh, his name's Potluck?
That's the band. But they've done stuff with Eminem and
I thought you meant that we had like a potluck where people brought dinner
Yeah,
online. I was like, that would make
this was a group. They were coming up to do a show at Canada's Wonderland, and they were refused entry into the country because one of the band members had a bag of weed in a box or something. Right? They refused the whole band.
Paris.
Nice enough, they came on the show from the hotel where they were staying that night.
Well, at least it wasn't a jail cell.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I watch that border protection show, and there's another one that does border protection on the water or whatever. And you see the customs, and I mean, they don't care for your reasons.
No,
they care about the fact that, and this is what we were talking about earlier, Mary Jane, cannabis is not legal federally in the US other than for medical, like Canada. Okay. Canada, as far as the Canadian government goes, cannabis is not a medicine.
Correct.
Yes.
They don't. Yeah, exactly. They don't recognize. They don't recognize
the reverse here. It's the reverse here in Canada.
They still call it marijuana with an H.
They do. But my point is, it is illegal to take a controlled substance across the Canadian-US border. It will always be illegal to do that. In fact,
unless it's prescription.
No. Period. Cannabis. Period.
No. I mean not cannabis, but unless it's an actual like prescription.
It's not right. Yes,
other,
but cannabis
other
you can't do it like a prescription. You should be able to.
Yeah, because our cannabis is not a prescription.
That's right. And the Canadian government doesn't recognize cannabis as a medical.
And to you, government, I say this about that.
Still.
Oh yeah.
That's not.
Exactly.
Have they removed that off? Have they removed that statement off of their website yet? I don't think
not the last I knew. I know Tamara's always talking about it.
Yeah, it says right there, cannabis is not medicine in Canada or recognized by the Canadian government.
Exactly.
Whatever it is.
When's the next election?
I don't care.
The only answer to that is not soon enough.
October 2025.
Yeah, not soon enough.
And November in the States.
This November in the U.S.
Is it?
Ooh, yeah. This November in the U.S. I'm waiting for one of the parties to say that they're going to legalize cannabis.
They both are talking about it, but they're not saying that. They're saying descheduling.
So many bills. Well, they're rescheduling it to they're talking about going to Schedule 3, but the majority of the people who submitted documentation and so on that during the comment period said that fuck that, go all the way, just deregulate it or deschedule it, regulate it, make it legal. It doesn't make sense to make it a Schedule 3.
Hey, wait, if they deschedule it, does that mean we can travel with it?
No.
Well, see, that's the thing. Even if they federally legalize it, I wouldn't doubt if there is still some problem with us crossing with just like right now. You can't. I get it. You want me to buy fruit? You can't. Fruit is a problem. Meat is a problem.
Yep.
So,
I would be fine if all airports started carrying cannabis. Like
a lot of them do now.
Just start putting it in the airport.
If you flew into LA tomorrow, you would find a dispensary at the airport.
And there's one in DC.
I absolutely guarantee it because I've seen an article about it. I know there's one at the airport in Las Vegas as well.
It's smart.
And now Planet 13, the big dispensary with the big comedy, they got the comedy festivals and that stuff there. They're doing a lot of stuff now too. They've got a dispensary and everything. Yeah. Our friend Jeffrey Peterson, the 420 comic, has played there several times.
He's a resident, or he's got residency.
He was, yes, yeah. He plays a lot of the different casinos and hotels. He is he's all over the fucking place now. Mm-hmm. I wish he would come up here.
It's not surprising why a lot of American entertainers don't come up to Canada, because there's nothing really to bring them here.
Well, Nitty is doing
38 million people.
Well, yeah, okay, but say for example, you make $10,000 a show in the States.
Yeah, I know. It's
what are you making up here?
Nothing.
Even if you make $10,000, that's not $10,000. So you're gonna ask for what, $15,000?
Yeah, because the
Canadian
dollar.
Yeah. You know, so like I know Timmy has to deal with this because he brings American comedians up, and he actually brings them up.
And they want to be paid in the U.S. funds. They don't want to be paid Canadian.
Well, and trying to pay them, like they have these weird cash apps and Venmos and stuff like that. We don't.
Most of the entertainment industry is paid in U.S. funds. I would imagine.
That's it. From now on, I'm taking U.S. only.
You know what? Yeah, no. Okay, I don't want to talk about it.
Alrighty. Have we got anything else you want to talk about?
No, it's nap time and lunchtime.
Yeah. Right,
I'm going to the gym.
We did our 90 minutes plus. We're still going. Got some things that got to get done today. So
yes. Well, we'll see everybody next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, 10 o'clock, same time.
Are you going to hit the button or am I, Al?
You can.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Say good night, folks.
Good night, folks.
Have a good day.
Actually, it's not night. It's afternoon.
Right.
Good afternoon.
It's noon. You're watching the 420 Pace Network, found at 420radio.ca and paceradio.net. Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace Re-Rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.